Rick Stewart, welcome back to the Blues Center interview. We're on number 11 with Will Bernard. Welcome.
Hey, thank you. I grew up in the Bay Area, and my first addiction of music was this radio station called KSAN in the early 70s. It was an underground radio station. And they played a lot of New Orleans music, and whoa, what's that sound? Every time I hear some New Orleans stuff,
How do you achieve your sort of signature sound? What do you do?
I try everything. This is a thing that I've been playing for a long time, and I feel like it's sort of a little bit part of my signature. I first wanted to play slide really because of the Indian slide players like Vishwa Mohan Bhatt. I got into jazz pretty early and was pretty into Louis Armstrong and other guys like that, like when I was in high school, I studied classical music. I got a degree in music composition from UC Berkeley and studying Palestrina. And I studied world music and jazz and all kinds of stuff.
The country funk. Have you made any country records?
I used to work with this guy, Yerkey, who was a kind of an oddball country. Do you remember him from San Francisco?
Area, yeah.
He would write sort of avant-garde lyrics, but he was from Kentucky. I loved playing like Bob Wills kind of stuff, like Western swing. Him and Jimmy Bryant, Speedy West, all the Westerns. I love playing bop,
You have about 43 albums or so that you have contributed session work to, and some of them were like Jai Utah's Pagan Love Orchestra or Peter Apfelbaum in the early years. Can you tell me a little bit about some of those bands in that environment?
Peter Apfelbaum, he's one of my oldest friends. I first heard him play drums on the school playground when he was in kindergarten. He's one of those prodigy guys that mastered drums and saxophone and piano at an early age, and then he had a big band he started when he was 17 called the Hieroglyphics Ensemble that I joined later. We continued that and made some records. And the first record was backing up Don Cherry on one of his last records. That was a tune called Boomtown. It was off my first record, Medicine Hat. And I always wanted it to be a TV theme. During the 90s, there was a kind of explosion in jazz in the Bay Area. And I met Charlie Hunter, and then we started at TJ Kirk.
Yeah, tell me a little bit more about TJ Kirk. What was going on in that ensemble?
Me and Charlie used to hang out and play and just go get lunch or whatever. One day he said, "By the way, you're in a band." I said, "Oh yeah, I am." It's like, yeah, it's called James T. Kirk, and it's the music of James Brown, Thelonious Monk, and Rahsaan, Roland, Kirk. Like, okay, cool, that sounds good,
And you were Grammy nominated in there, right?
Yeah.
And you've also got some Grammy nominations as a solo?
One, yeah.
Okay, working on a collection.
Yeah, for a record I did called Party Hats. The first time I met him, we opened for MMW at TJ Kirk.
And that's Medeski, Martin, and Wood for those following along at home.
First time I ever played with him, it was here at Jazz Fest, Stanton Moore Trio, usually with Robert Walter, Stanton Moore, and myself. One time Robert couldn't make it, so John Medeski's on the gig, and I got him and Stanton on this record called Blue Plate Special. It came out in 2008.
Will Bernard, thanks for coming on.
Thank you, man.
Good to see you.